of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Bola Tinubu meets traditional rulers. CBN intensifies call for adoption of e-naira cashless policy. Plus, China, Russia plan joint military drills as top generals meet virtually. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Glad to have you join us. We begin this afternoon with Nigeria's leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is currently having his first meeting with representatives of traditional rulers from across the country at the State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. The meeting, which is said to be part of President Tinubu's consultations with various stakeholders across the country, is expected to be discussing sundry issues, including how to achieve national healing and unity. In his remarks, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saadu Abubakar, said that traditional rulers visited the president to congratulate and assure him they would be supporting him in the huge task of running the nation. He noted that the Council of Traditional Rulers is replete with professionals from various fields of human endeavors, making the council a useful pool for the president to draw expertise from, adding that they will be ready to answer his calls whenever he needs their services. Meanwhile, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has assented to a constitutional amendment bill bringing uniformity to the retirement age and pension rights of judicial officers. A statement signed by the State House Director of Information, Abiodun Oladunjoye, said, with the signing of the constitutional amendment bill, retirement age and the pension rights of judicial officers have been effectively brought into uniformity and other related matters. While signing the amendment bill into law, President Tinubu pledged his administration's dedication to strengthening the judiciary, ensuring the rule of law, and empowering judicial officers to execute their responsibilities effectively. In the meantime, the president has tasked lawmakers to put the nation first and downplay party politics in the discharge of their duties. He also called on the lawmakers to work together to choose good leaders in the 10th National Assembly. Tinubu said this when he met a joint session of the National Assembly comprising senators and members of the House of Representatives across all parties at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. The meeting is one of several engagements between the president and lawmakers. In Bauchi State, Adamu Ranga told newsmen that although the president did not voice support for any of the candidates vying for the Senate or the House of Representative leadership, he called for a united front. According to reports, Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, and federal government has declared Monday, June 12th as a public holiday in commemoration of 2023 Democracy Day celebration. The federal government made this known in a statement issued by the permanent secretary of the country's democratic journey has encountered stormy and smooth sails, just like in many other climes, but that the ship of state, its institution, and most importantly, the Nigerian people have remained steadfast on the tenets of democratic governance. The statement added that Nigerians and friends of Nigeria are invited to appreciate the progress that has been made, celebrate the milestone covered, and look forward to a better future for the country's democratic society. From the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has wound down without approving the loan request by the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari for the federal government to pay some judgment debts totaling approximately 543.6 billion naira. A chairman of the House Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management, Ahmed Dayabu, laid the report on the presidential that the former president had last month at the twilight of his administration written to the National Assembly to seek approval for payment of judgment debt owed by the government to the tune of $566.8 billion, £98.5 billion, and £226.3 billion. According to Buhari, in the later address to the former President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, the government will make the payment through the issuance of promissory notes. In a separate development, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), in its bid to ensure that the cashless policy is fully implemented, it regretted that the majority of people are not using the e-Naira platform, even though it started in 2021. Akwa Ibom State Branch Controller of the CBN, Messi Obonnamon Paul, made the appeal at the office of the University of Uyo Vice Chancellor during the introduction of the e-Naira platform campaign and sensitization to start that the e-Naira will aid monetary policy decisions and address some deficiencies seen in the use of physical cash. On fuel subsidy, the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission (RMAFC) has backed President Bola Tinubu's decision to stop the subsidy on petrol products. The RMAFC chairman, Mohammed Shehu, said payments of humongous amounts to a privileged few in the name of subsidy was a major drain on the nation's scarce resources. He stated that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, one of the major sources of revenue to the Federation account, has since stopped contributing to the national purse due to the fuel subsidy administration. According to the RMAFC boss, the president's pronouncement of the removal of fuel subsidy due. In education, the West African Examination Council (WAEC) says it has identified 56 rogue website operators involved in examination malpractice since the start of its ongoing West African Senior School Certificate Examination for school candidates. The head of the National Office of Counsel, Patrick Aragan, disclosed these on the sidelines of a mentoring exercise he carried out in some schools in Lagos. He also said that no fewer than 20 school officials allegedly aiding and abetting examination malpractices had so far been arrested and handed over to the police. Aragan added that the council had compiled the numbers of arrests made all over the country so far and met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the State House, Abuja, on a scheduled courtesy visit. During the meeting, the governor congratulated the president for his assumption of office and conveyed the best wishes of Akwa Ibom people to the president. President Tinubu, who displayed a deep knowledge of Akwa Ibom State in his response, said that he was very happy to receive Pastor Enoh, adding that he will support the RISE agenda of Governor Enoh's administration. Speaking to the State House correspondent after the courtesy visit, Governor Umoino said he was on a mission to build political and economic bridges for the good of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria. According to the governor, he used the opportunity to also brief the president on the progress made in Akwa Ibom State so far and solicited his support and that of the federal government for the completion of the Ibom Deep Seaport project, the Calabar 2 Road, and the export free zone license for the maintenance, repairs and operations MRO hangar at the Victor Ota International Airport, Uyo, which is the only MRO in West Africa. The governor therefore stressed that he was committed to bringing the dividends of democracy and good governance to the people of Akwa Ibom State. We move now to Africa, where the Sudanese government has declared that the UN envoy to the country, Volker Perthes, is a nation of the Declaration on Pets. Reports say the head of the Sudanese Armed Forces and Sudan's de facto leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, recently accused Perthes of stoking the country's conflict. Still in Africa, the biggest ruby ever to come to auction has been sold in New York for a record sum of just under $35 million. A stone, a whopping 55.22 carats, was discovered last year in a mine in Mozambique. Sotheby's, who auctioned the gem, described it as a once-in-a-lifetime jewel. The same auction also saw a record sum achieved for a pink diamond. The 10.5-carat gem from Botswana, described as a fancy purplish pink stone, is sold for $35 million. On a foreign scene, China's defense ministry says China and Russia will be holding a joint military drill this year. Top generals from each side confirmed in a virtual meeting on Friday. A ministry said the chief of the Joint Staff Department of China's Central Military Commission held a video meeting with Valery Kasimov, Chief of General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces. According to the Defense Ministry, the meeting was held to exchange views on implementing the consensus of the two heads of state and deepening cooperation between the two on the East Sea. Still on the foreign scene, the head of the Kherson Region Military Administration, Alexander Prokundin, has said that water levels in the flooded area of the Kherson region have dropped overnight. Prokundin said on average the water level on the west bank of the Dnipro River is 5.38 meters, that is 17.7 feet, and in Kherson City it is 5.35 meters. A local commander reiterated calls for affected residents to flee for safety. He added that 3,624 houses in 32 settlements of the Kherson region have been flooded. 2,300 and still to come in the news. Arsenal to make club record £90 million offer for Declan Rice. To stay with us.
Your attention, please.
Uyo, listen up. Igbo Air is turning 4, and we are turning up. With a first-of-its-kind drive-in cinema featuring our world record breaker Hilda Bassi live in Uyo, Nollywood stars Ime Bishop, Iniedo, and Chidi Mokeme. Also featuring Kenny Black, Dan Dizzy, Ibaudo, and lots more performances. Side attractions include stunts by bikers and BMW red carpet and main event 5 p.m. while the movie is 8 p.m. prompt. Proudly supported by Guinness, BMW, Jameson Irish Whiskey, Cold Stone, Tropicana Mall, Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Resort, Domino's Pizza, DreamWorks Direct, Iwalewa Art Gallery, and many more. This event is strictly by invitation. Stay tuned to this platform and all Ibom Air's social media platforms for more information. Ibom Air, flying forward. This event is powered by Clola Media.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people. But there's an extra advantage if you're and so much more. Advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
For staying with us, we move on to the rest of the news stories. On a business news, oil marketers are currently converting some of their trucks to start supplying gas to filling stations in order to dispense compressed natural gas (CNG) to vehicles that run on gas. Reports say that about 800 tankers that formerly collocating CNG dispensing pumps in selected filling stations that dispense premium motor spirit PMS, popularly called petrol. It stated that the move gained momentum after the halt in PMS subsidy by the federal government following the announcement by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on May 29, 2023, the subsidy is gone. Recall that the federal government had been pushing for the use of CNG by motorists as against the widespread consumption of National President Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Chinedu Okonkwo, said some of his members have started signing up to dispense gas at their stations as well as the collocation of gas in the outlets. Still in business, Nigeria, Egypt and South Africa were responsible for 65% of Africa's gross domestic product slowdown. The report, which was titled $, not 2.6 trillion naira dollars, if there are countries had maintained their growth rate between 2000 and 2010. According to the firm, Africa is home to the world's youngest and fastest growing population, yet its economic performance has lagged. It noted that since 1990, the continent's GDP per capita had only grown by 1% annually, compared with India's 5% and China's 8%. In health, a senior highlighted the dangers associated with untreated gonorrhea, especially in pregnancy, warning that it can lead to life-threatening complications in babies. Citing a study published in the Journals of American Sexually Transmitted Diseases Association, the consultant obstetrician and gynecologist said 50% of untreated maternal gonorrhea infections are transmitted to the neonate during birth. Dr. Baba noted that gonorrhea has a devastating impact on babies, especially for those that survived it, and pregnancy requires proper treatment to achieve full cure, adding that vaginal discharge is the most common symptom in women with the infection. After the last patient was discharged from treatment. According to reports, the outbreak, which was declared on February 13th, was the first of its kind in Equatorial Guinea. A total of 17 laboratory-confirmed cases and 12 deaths were recorded. All the 23 probable cases reported died. 4 patients recovered from the virus and have been enrolled in a survivors program to receive psychological and other post-recovery support. In the second round of the 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. The draw was officially conducted by the Confederation of African Football yesterday in Cairo, Athens 2023. Equatorial Guinea will face Libya, Togo will take on Guinea-Bissau, and Mauritius will face off against Chad. The winners from this round will then move on to the second round of the qualifiers. The Nigeria semi-finalists at the last edition of the global competition will face Burundi, while Ghana await the winners of the clash between Togo and Guinea-Bissau. The second qualifying round matches will take place between. And still in sports, Arsenal will submit a club record £90 million bid for West Ham United midfielder Declan Rice in the coming days. Arsenal are keen to sign Rice for Conference League glory on Wednesday night. Should West Ham accept the offer, Rice will become the most expensive signing in Arsenal's history. On our entertainment news, Nigerian Afrobeat stars have made the nomination list for the 2023 BET Awards. Over the years, Nigerian superstars have been a recurring part of the BET Awards, while dominating the African category and finally breaking into the main categories. The nominees for the 2023 BET Awards have been announced, and Nigerian megastar Burna Boy has earned multiple nominations, while Ayer star Asake and Thames also earned nomination. Still on entertainment, Nigerian singer Shay Vibes has released a new album titled Vibe Till Thy Kingdom Come. Coming sings into the mainstream in 2022 with his hit single, Chance. Say Vibe has become one of the hottest artists whose music is defining Afrobeat soundscape. Reports say that the album is his third project in the space of 8 months. The album comes off the back of the release of the 2 tracks, Amdala and Hat Trick, he released last month. DTH. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 2. Many thanks for being there. I am Francis Edit. To enjoy the rest of your day.